Ethan Harper sat in the small communications room of the exploration ship Starseeker. His eyes were fixed on the screen, watching lines of data scroll past. He had been scanning this part of space for weeks. The stars were quiet here, and the planet systems were mostly empty. Most people considered it a dead area, a place not worth exploring. But Ethan had a feeling there was more to this place than it seemed. He adjusted the scanner and zoomed in on a distant system. Suddenly, a strange pattern appeared. It was faint, barely a signal at all, but it repeated. Ethan leaned closer. The signal was not like anything humans had ever received before. It had a rhythm, almost like a heartbeat. He typed quickly on the console, trying to isolate it. "Captain Laura Bennett, you need to see this," he said. His voice carried a mix of excitement and worry. Captain Laura Bennett walked in, her step steady. She was known for her calm under pressure. She looked at the screen, her eyes narrowing. "What is it, Ethan?" "I'm not sure," he said. "It looks like a distress signal, but the coding is different. Alien, I think. It's asking for help." Laura's brow furrowed. "A distress signal from where?" "That's the problem," Ethan said. "It's coming from the edge of the Centauri expanse. The coordinates point to a system that has been empty for centuries. There shouldn't be anything there." Laura stared at the screen for a moment. "If it is a trap, we could be walking into danger." Ethan shook his head. "I don't think it's a trap. This signal is desperate. Someone is in trouble, I can feel it." Laura studied him for a moment and then nodded. "Very well. We will investigate, but we will proceed cautiously. Gather a small team. I want only a few of us going close to the source at first. We cannot risk the whole crew." Ethan nodded and immediately began preparing the systems. He called Lieutenant Sam Carter, the tactical officer, and engineer Mia Lewis, who was the best at handling alien technology. Both joined him in the communications room, looking at the mysterious signal. "This is strange," Mia said. "The energy patterns are not like anything we have recorded before. Whoever sent this knows advanced technology. Whoever they are in trouble." Sam leaned back in his chair. "And we are going in. Sounds like a perfect way to get blown up." Laura entered the room again, her voice firm. "We are going in, but carefully. We are trained for danger. If someone is calling for help, we will answer. Humanity has a responsibility, and we are not weak. We have faced worse than this." Ethan felt a surge of pride. He had trained with the best, but he also knew that no training could prepare a human for alien threats. Still, he believed in their skill. He trusted his captain. The small reconnaissance team prepared for the journey. They took one of the ship's smaller vessels, the Star Runner, capable of fast travel and stealth. The larger Star Seeker would remain in orbit, ready to assist if needed. As the Star Runner moved closer to the signal, the stars seemed to stretch and blur outside the windows. Ethan watched the sensor readings closely. The signal grew stronger the closer they got. Soon, the readings became more complex, almost like an alien language. "I've never seen anything like this," Ethan whispered. "It's beautiful and sad." Mia worked beside him, connecting her portable console to the ship systems. "I think I can interface with the signal," she said. "Maybe we can understand what they are saying. If this is a call for help, we need to know what danger they face." Hours passed as Mia worked, her fingers flying over the console. Ethan stayed close, monitoring the ship's sensors. Sam kept an eye on the exterior, ready for any sudden threat. Then, suddenly, the sensors picked up movement. A small cluster of objects approached the system. They were not moving like ships, they were floating debris, twisted and broken. Laura's voice came through the comm. "All teams prepare for possible contact. We do not know what we are walking into. Stay alert." The Star Runner moved carefully, weaving through the debris. As they got closer, the shape of a massive station became visible. It was unlike anything humans had built. The structure was huge, dark, and damaged, with parts floating off into space. Some sections were glowing faintly. Ethan's eyes widened. "It's huge, and still operational." "Somehow," Mia's hands shook slightly. I've never seen alien engineering like this. Whoever built it, they were advanced beyond our understanding. Sam frowned. Advanced or dangerous could be both. Laura's voice was calm but commanding. We will approach slowly. I want to send a probe first. No one goes inside yet. The probe detached from the Star Runner and floated toward the station. Its cameras sent back images of corridors, chambers, and strange glowing panels. There were signs of a battle. The walls were scorched and debris covered the floors. Ethan studied the images. It looks like they were attacked, but no one is here now or may be hiding. Mia's fingers flew across her console. The signal, it's coming from inside the station. Someone or something is still sending it. Laura made a decision. Prepare for boarding. Ethan, you and Mia will lead the way. Sam, cover our exit routes. I will follow closely. Keep your eyes open and do not assume this is safe. The team suited up and entered the station. The air inside was thin but breathable, protected by their suits. The hallways were dark, lit by flickering panels. Strange symbols lined the walls and the hum of alien machinery filled the air. Ethan moved carefully, scanning the environment. This is incredible, he whispered. Everything here is advanced, more than I imagined, but it feels abandoned. Mia pointed to a panel that was still glowing. The signal is coming from here. Let me try to interface. She connected her console to the panel. Lines of alien code ran across her screen. Slowly she began to understand the message. It was fragmented, but it clearly said that the aliens were under attack and needed help. Suddenly, a loud noise echoed through the hall. The floor shook slightly. Sam drew his weapon. Something's coming, he said. Laura's voice was steady. Hold your positions. Let's see what it is before panicking. From the shadows, small drones appeared. They were damaged but functional, moving toward the humans with strange energy weapons. Ethan raised his hands in front of him, feeling the fear rise. Mia pressed a few buttons on her console and the drones stopped. She had managed to hack their systems, temporarily disabling them. They were defending something, she said. Maybe the signal is a trap, or maybe they wanted to warn us. Laura nodded. We proceed carefully. Ethan, keep decoding the message. Mia, stay ready for more drones. Sam, cover our backs. The team moved deeper into the station. Each room they entered told a story of sudden attack. Broken machinery, scorched walls, and empty chambers showed that the aliens had fought hard but lost. Yet the signal continued, growing stronger. Finally, they reached a large chamber at the center of the station. In the middle was a small glowing core, pulsating with light. The signal came from this core. Ethan approached it carefully. This must be it. This is what's been sending the SOS. Mia studied the core. It's an AI. It's alive in a way. It wants to communicate. It's trying to tell us what happened. The core's voice was strange but understandable through their translators. Help attackers Clyron, all lost, need survivors. Laura stepped closer, her eyes sharp. We received your signal. We are here to help. Humans will respond, but we need information. Where are the attackers now? What can we do? The AI pulsed brighter. Symbols and codes ran across the screen. Ethan began translating. They were attacked by a fleet called Clyron. The aliens fought, but they were overwhelmed. Most are gone. Only a few survivors might remain. The Clyron are still near. The AI wants us to find the survivors and stop the attackers if possible. Sam clenched his fists. So they want us to fight a fleet we don't even know yet? Laura nodded. Yes, but humans are clever. We adapt, we fight, we survive, and we will help. Ethan looked at the core, feeling a mix of fear and excitement. This was their first real contact with an alien civilization in centuries. The responsibility was immense, but he also knew that humanity had a chance to show its strength. As the team left the chamber, ready to report back to the Starseeker, Ethan felt a strange sense of purpose. The SOS had called them, and humans had answered. Whatever lay ahead, it would test them in ways they had never imagined. The stars outside the station were quiet again, but now they felt alive with possibility. Somewhere in the dark reaches of space, the Chiron waited, and somewhere in the wreckage, hope flickered. Captain Laura Bennett looked at her team. Prepare for the next step. We go back to the ship and plan. This is just the beginning. Humanity is not weak. We will respond. Ethan nodded. He had no idea what awaited them, but he was ready. The signal had called them, and humans never ignored a call for help. And so, the journey had begun. The small star runner moved back toward the orbit of the Starseeker. Inside, the team worked quickly. The alien AI core was secure in the communications room, its soft glow pulsing gently as it sent data to Ethan's console. "Captain," Ethan said, "I have translated most of the message. They were attacked by a fleet called the Chiron. It seems this fleet destroys entire civilizations without mercy. Most of the alien crew on the station died. Only the AI survived." Laura Bennett's face was serious. "We need to understand what we are dealing with. The Chiron are dangerous, but we are humans. We adapt, we fight, we survive." Sam Carter leaned back, his arms crossed. "So we take one AI and go against a fleet that can destroy worlds. Sounds like a suicide mission." Mia Lewis looked up from her console. "The AI has knowledge we don't. It can help us. If we understand it, maybe we can turn the situation in our favor." Laura nodded. "We start with the AI. Ethan, work with it. Mia, help him. Sam, you keep the ship ready. Any Chiron ships in the area and we must be ready to act." The AI pulsed, and a soft voice spoke through the translation system. "Thank you. Survivors lost. Chiron approaching." Ethan typed quickly, responding. "We want to help. Tell us what happened. Tell us what we need to know." The AI sent data streams across the screen. Ethan studied them carefully. "They were a peaceful civilization," he said quietly. "But the Chiron attacked without warning. They destroyed ships, stations, everything. The survivors were evacuated, but most didn't make it. The AI was the only one left. It says that the Chiron are still nearby, searching for any remaining life." Laura's jaw tightened. "We can't let them continue. Humanity has to stop them." Mia's fingers flew across her console. "I can interface further. Maybe I can access their defense systems, weapons, or even locate where the survivors might be." Ethan nodded. "Do it, but carefully. We don't know how advanced this technology is." Hours passed as Mia worked with the AI. The small ship hummed with energy and the data flowed in waves. Finally, Mia leaned back, a smile on her face. "I've got it. The AI shows a map. There are escape pods scattered across the system. Some may still have survivors. Others may contain valuable technology." Sam's eyes narrowed. "You mean we go out there in that debris field and search for pods, while Chiron ships could be anywhere?" Laura stood and placed her hands on the console. "Yes, but humans are clever. We are strong. We fight. We adapt. We do not run from danger." Ethan glanced at the starfield outside the window. The station was small compared to the vast emptiness of space, but it seemed alive with secrets. "The pods are scattered across the system. Some are near the planet, others are floating in open space. If we can find them, we might save lives." Laura nodded. "Prepare the shuttle teams. We split up to cover more ground. Ethan and Mia, you stay with me. Sam, take the other shuttle and scout ahead. Move fast but carefully." The team suited up and moved to the shuttles. Outside, space was quiet, but the feeling of danger was strong. The debris from the destroyed station floated silently, like tombstones in a graveyard. As the shuttles moved, Ethan watched the readings carefully. The AI guided them to the first pod. It was small, broken, but still transmitting a weak signal. Mia examined the pod. "It's damaged, but still functional. Let's open it." The pod door slid open slowly. Inside was a small alien creature, weak and injured. It looked at them with wide eyes, fear and hope mixed in its gaze. Laura knelt and spoke softly. "You are safe now. Humans will help you." Ethan and Mia worked quickly to stabilize the alien. Its breathing slowed and the small creature looked around, confused but alive. "First survivor," Mia said quietly. "There may be more." They moved to the next pod. Some were empty, others contained supplies or technology. Each discovery gave them more information about the attack and the Clyron fleet. Suddenly, the sensors picked up movement. Small ships were approaching fast. Ethan checked the readings. "Captain, we have company, Clyron fighters closing in." Laura's eyes narrowed. "We knew this would happen. Prepare for combat. Sam, bring your shuttle here. We need to defend these survivors." The Clyron ships were fast and aggressive. They fired energy blasts at the debris field, trying to destroy anything in their path. The human shuttles moved carefully, dodging the attacks. Sam fired back, using the shuttle's weapons to disable incoming Clyron fighters. Mia helped guide the shuttle, predicting the enemy's movements. Ethan monitored communications, relaying information to Laura. Laura's voice was calm but firm. "We will not give up. Humans do not surrender. We protect the weak and fight the strong. Keep moving, keep attacking, and keep saving lives." The battle continued. The humans were outnumbered but clever. Using the debris field, they set traps for the Clyron. Fighters crashed into floating wreckage, and some Clyron ships were forced to retreat. Ethan noticed a pattern in the Clyron movements. "Captain, they are predictable. They attack aggressively but leave openings. We can use that." Laura nodded. "Good work. Let's push forward. Find the survivors and lead them to safety." Hours passed as they moved from pod to pod. Some aliens were frightened, others were injured, but all were grateful. The team worked tirelessly, moving through debris and avoiding Clyron patrols. Finally, Mia found something remarkable, a large pod different from the others. "Captain, this one is special. It contains a weapon or technology. The AI says it can help us stop the Clyron." Laura studied the readings. "We take it, but we have to move fast. The Clyron fleet will not wait." Ethan helped open the pod. Inside was a device glowing with energy. It was clearly ancient but powerful. The AI pulsed with excitement. "This can stop them, must be used carefully," Sam frowned. "We bring it to the Star Seeker, or use it here," Laura thought quickly. "We cannot fight the Clyron without it, but we also cannot risk losing it." We take it to the ship. We plan our next move carefully. Humans survive because we think ahead. We adapt. We strike smart. The team carefully transported the device back to the Star Runner. The Clyron fighters were still pursuing them, but the humans used clever maneuvers to avoid them. Each step required precision, timing, and courage. Ethan felt a rush of adrenaline. This was what humanity was about. They were clever, brave, and adaptable. The Clyron might be stronger in numbers, but humans had something no other species could match: intelligence, courage, and determination. Finally, the shuttles returned to the Star Seeker. The survivors were safely aboard, and the ancient weapon was secured in the ship's hold. The AI pulsed with relief. "Thank you, humans strongest." Laura looked at her team. "This is only the beginning. The Clyron will not stop, but we are ready. Humans respond to calls for help. We fight. We adapt. We survive. That is what we do." Ethan nodded, exhausted but proud. "We saved lives today, and we have something that can change the outcome of this war." Mia smiled faintly. "We understand the AI now. It will guide us. We can plan the next steps carefully. The Clyron will not expect what we do next." Sam shook his head but smiled slightly. "I still can't believe we survived out there. Humans are crazy, but maybe that's why we win." Laura's eyes were steady. "Courage, intelligence, and unity. That is what humans have. That is why we are strong. The Clyron may think they are unstoppable, but they have never faced humans before." Ethan looked out the window at the stars. The wreckage of the alien station floated silently, but now there was hope. Survivors were safe, the weapon was in human hands, and the AI was ready to guide them. The journey was far from over. The Clyron fleet would strike again, but humanity had shown its strength. They had answered a call for help, faced danger, and survived. Laura turned to her team. Rest for now, plan for the next step. The galaxy is watching, and humans always respond when others cannot. Ethan smiled faintly. We are not alone and we are not weak. Humanity will fight. Humanity will survive. The stars outside the ship were bright. Somewhere in the darkness, the Chiron waited, but the humans were ready. And soon, the galaxy would see the strength of humanity. The Star Seeker drifted in the dark void of space, carrying the rescued alien survivors and the ancient weapon. Ethan Harper watched the stars, feeling both excitement and tension. The AI core pulsed softly beside him, as if sensing the growing danger. Captain, Ethan said, the Chiron are sending signals. They know we are here. They are organizing a fleet. Laura Bennett stood at the command console, her hands resting lightly on the edge. How large? She asked. Ethan checked the readings. Too large for us to fight directly. Hundreds of ships, but they are disorganized. They don't know our strength yet. Mia Lewis leaned over the console. The AI says that the Chiron expect humans to be weak, scared, and easy to destroy. They don't know what we can do together. Laura nodded. Then we show them. Prepare all defensive and offensive systems. I want the fleet ready to strike smart, not just hard. Sam Carter, standing behind them, frowned. Smart, huh? We're talking hundreds of ships. You really think we can win? Laura's eyes were steady. Humans survive, we adapt, we fight, we think. That is how we win. Ethan glanced at the AI. It says the Chiron are approaching fast. They plan to strike the station we just left. If they destroy it completely, any hope of finding more survivors is gone. Laura's jaw tightened. Then we move now, full speed, prepare the fleet. We will intercept them before they reach the station. The Star Seeker sent signals across the sector. Soon, the rest of the human fleet began to arrive. Ships of all sizes, fast and heavily armed, moved into formation. These were not ordinary humans. They were veterans, the best pilots, strategists, and engineers in the galaxy. They had reputation for being deadly, clever, and unpredictable. Ethan watched the fleet assemble. They are beautiful, he said quietly. Strong, precise, unstoppable if we work together, Laura nodded. And now we have to prove it. The Chiron fleet appeared on the horizon like a black storm. Ships of all sizes, sleek and menacing, glimmered in the light of distant stars. Their numbers were overwhelming, but their strategy was simple. Attack first, destroy everything in their path. Ethan, what's our first move? Laura asked. Ethan studied the readings. They are advancing in clusters. We can use the debris from the station as traps. Draw them in, hit them in controlled zones. We can't fight all at once, but we can control the battlefield. Laura nodded. Good. Sam, prepare the forward squads. Mia, work with the AI. I want every ship in the fleet linked to its guidance. Humans strike with precision, not just force. The battle began. The first wave of Chiron ships moved in, firing energy blasts at the debris field. Human ships maneuvered skillfully, dodging attacks and leading the enemy into narrow corridors of floating wreckage. Ethan watched the sensors. They're predictable. Every wave they send attacks aggressively, but they leave openings. We can trap them. Laura's voice was calm but commanding. All units focus fire on the leading ships. Do not break formation. Use the debris. Force them to make mistakes. The first Chiron ships collided with debris, exploding in showers of metal and fire. The human fleet moved quickly, surrounding the enemy and striking from multiple angles. Sam Carter shouted over the comms. They underestimated us. Keep pushing. Mia smiled as she watched her console. The AI is helping. It predicts their moves, gives us timing and targeting. We can control this. Ethan felt a rush of excitement. Humans had faced danger before, but this was different. These were the most feared ships in the galaxy, and yet humans were turning the fight to their advantage. The Chiron tried to reorganize, but the humans anticipated their every move. Small squads of ships struck from behind, cutting off reinforcements. Missile barrages destroyed Chiron carriers before they could deploy troops. Laura moved through the fleet's command station, her eyes scanning the battlefield. Keep focus. Watch for openings. Humanity survives by thinking, by acting together. Do not let fear guide you. Ethan worked with the AI, translating alien tactics into human strategies. Captain, there's a pod cluster near the planet. If we push them into it, we can trap a large number of ships. Laura smiled. Good. Set the trap. The human fleet lured the Clyron toward the planet. Magnetic storms from the dying world added chaos, making navigation dangerous. But the humans used it to their advantage, forcing Clyron ships to crash into the storms or into each other. Sam shouted, "It's working! They are falling into the trap." Mia guided the shuttles carrying survivors closer to safety. "Everyone, stay calm. We are in control now." Ethan monitored the weapon they had recovered from the alien pod. It pulsed softly, ready to use. "Captain, we have an option. We can activate the device. It could disable Clyron ships temporarily, giving us a major advantage." Laura considered it. "Do it, but carefully. Timing is everything. We strike smart, not reckless." The weapon activated. A wave of energy spread across the battlefield, disabling Clyron ships in a large radius. Explosions lit up the dark space as immobilized ships drifted helplessly. "Now," Laura commanded. The human fleet struck with coordinated precision. Fighters dove in, striking weakened ships. Missiles and energy blasts tore through the enemy formation. Ethan could hardly believe it. "It's working. We're controlling the fight." The Clyron fleet tried to regroup, but the humans anticipated every maneuver. Using intelligence, teamwork, and the alien AI's guidance, the humans turned the impossible into victory. Hours passed. The Clyron fleet suffered heavy losses. Many ships retreated, leaving behind wreckage and confusion. The humans did not give them a chance to recover. Every movement was calculated, every strike precise. Laura watched the aftermath. "The first wave is over, but the battle is not finished. We need to find their command ship. That is where the real control lies." Ethan checked the sensors. "It's near the edge of the system. If we strike there, we can end this quickly, but it will be heavily guarded." Laura nodded. "Then we strike smart. Human intelligence and courage are our weapons. We use both." Sam leaned over the console. "We're outnumbered again, but somehow it feels like they are the ones on the defensive now." Mia smiled. "Humans are unpredictable. The Clyron cannot understand our tactics. They rely on fear and numbers. We rely on skill, planning, and courage." Ethan turned to the AI. "Can it guide us to the command ship?" The AI pulsed. "Yes, precise, coordinates, timing, advantage now." Laura made her decision. "We go in, strike at the heart of their fleet. Humanity fights not because we want war, but because we protect life. That is our strength. That is why we survive." The fleet moved forward, faster and stronger. Every ship in formation, every pilot ready, every plan in place. Humans had shown the galaxy their intelligence, bravery, and skill. The Clyron had underestimated them, and now they would face the consequences. Ethan felt a surge of pride. "We are humans," he whispered. "We survive, we fight, we adapt, and no one can stop us when we act together." The dark void of space was alive with energy, fire, and courage. The human fleet advanced toward the Clyron command ship, ready to strike the decisive blow. The galaxy watched silently, but soon, the legend of human strength and strategy would be known across the stars. Captain Laura Bennett turned to her team. "This is our moment. Stay focused. Stay smart. Humanity never surrenders." Ethan, Mia, and Sam nodded. Together, they prepared for the final confrontation. The Clyron would soon learn that humans were not just survivors. They were the most lethal and clever force in the galaxy when united. The battle for survival was far from over, but humans had shown their first real victory. The SOS had drawn the fleet, and the humans had answered with strength, courage, and intelligence. And soon, the next strike would decide the fate of the Clyron and prove that humanity could not be defeated. The human fleet moved in tight formation, heading straight for the Clyron command ship. Captain Laura Bennett stood at the front of the command bridge, her eyes fixed on the glowing shape of the enemy flagship. Beside her, Ethan Harper, Mia Lewis, and Sam Carter prepared for the final strike. The alien AI pulsed brighter, sensing the approaching battle. "This is it," Laura said quietly. "We strike at the heart. Humans protect life and we fight with intelligence, courage, and unity. That is our strength." Ethan checked the sensors. The command ship is heavily guarded. Hundreds of Clyron fighters are swarming around it. "If we attack directly, it could destroy us," Laura nodded. "Then we attack smart. Use the weapon we recovered and let the AI guide our strategy. We are not here to die, we are here to win." Mia connected to the AI system. "It says the ship has weak points. If we target these precisely, we can disable its shields long enough to strike the core. Timing is crucial," Sam grinned. "I like precision strikes, much better than blindly charging into a storm." Laura's voice was firm. "All pilots stay in formation. Follow the plan exactly. Strike together, act as one. Humans do not fail when we act with skill and unity." The fleet advanced. Clyron fighters attacked, firing energy blasts and missiles. The humans dodged, weaving through debris and using the planet's magnetic storms to confuse the enemy. Every move was calculated, every strike was precise. Ethan monitored the weapon. "It's ready. We can activate it on my mark. It will disable the Clyron ships near the command vessel, giving us a window." Laura nodded. "Do it." The weapon pulsed and released a wave of energy. Clyron ships faltered, engines cutting out, weapons offline. Debris collided with enemy ships as they struggled to recover. "Now," Laura shouted. The fleet moved in unison. Fighters dove toward the command ship, missiles streaking through space. Energy blasts hit the weak points identified by the AI. The Clyron flagship shuddered. Sparks flew from its hull as sections of the ship exploded. Human ships moved with precision, avoiding debris and striking multiple weak points at once. Ethan felt a surge of adrenaline. "It's working, the shields are down, keep attacking," Laura directed the fleet. "Target the core, concentrate all firepower there. The command ship will fall." Mia guided the weapon's energy toward the core. A beam of bright light struck the center of the Clyron ship. The ship trembled, then exploded in a controlled chain reaction. Pieces of it scattered across space. "Core destroyed," Ethan shouted. "The command ship is down." The Clyron fleet was in chaos. Without their flagship, their coordination collapsed. Human ships struck with precision, destroying many of the remaining enemy vessels. Others fled, unable to fight without leadership. Sam laughed quietly. They didn't expect this. Humans fight differently, clever, precise, and brave. Laura turned to her team. "We are not finished yet. There may still be survivors. Make sure no Clyron ship escapes to regroup. Humanity must protect the galaxy." Ethan worked with the AI. "It says there are escape pods nearby. Some Clyron soldiers may try to regroup. We can intercept them and prevent further attacks." The human fleet moved through the debris field, collecting escape pods. Some contained Clyron soldiers who were now powerless and scared. Humans treated them carefully, taking prisoners for interrogation but ensuring no unnecessary deaths. Mia looked at the AI. "It says the survivors of its civilization are safe now. We have saved them. The SOS has been answered." Laura smiled. "Humanity answered a call for help. We protected the weak. We fought the strong. That is why we survive. That is why humans are respected across the stars." Ethan watched the stars. "We did it. Against overwhelming odds, humans prevailed. We adapted, fought, and won." The fleet regrouped around the Starseeker. The survivors, both alien and human, were safe. The AI pulsed with gratitude. "Thank you, humans, strongest protectors," Laura spoke to the crew. "We have shown what humans are capable of. Courage, intelligence, and unity, these are our weapons. No fleet, no species, no challenge can match the determination of humanity." Sam leaned back. tired but smiling. "I can't believe it. We faced the most feared fleet in the galaxy and survived. Humans really are unstoppable when we work together." Mia connected her console to the AI one last time. "It's giving us coordinates to rebuild its civilization. Technology, ships, knowledge, humans can help them recover. We have not just fought, we have saved a civilization." Ethan felt a deep sense of pride. "We responded to a simple SOS and changed the balance of power in the galaxy. That is humanity. We do not ignore calls for help. We adapt, we survive, we prevail." Laura looked out at the wreckage of the Clyron fleet. "This is victory, but also a reminder. The galaxy is full of threats, but humanity will always rise. We are clever, brave, and united. We protect life and face danger without fear." The alien AI pulsed brighter one last time. "Gratitude strongest, humanity." Ethan smiled faintly. "We didn't just win. We proved that humans can make a difference, that we can survive anything, that we are a force no one can ignore." The Starseeker moved through space, carrying the survivors, the prisoners, and the alien technology. The fleet followed, strong and united. Humans had proven themselves to the galaxy, and the legend of their strength would spread across the stars. Laura turned to her team. "We did what no one thought possible, but this is only the beginning. Humanity will continue to grow stronger. We will face new challenges. And we will succeed as we always have." Ethan looked at the stars, feeling hope and determination. "We answered the call, faced the impossible, and prevailed. Humanity survives. Humanity triumphs, and the galaxy will remember that." Sam grinned. "I like being part of this." "Humans are crazy, yes, but we're brilliant." Mia laughed softly. "Clever, brave, unstoppable, that is humanity. The Clyron learned that the hard way." Laura nodded. "Remember this moment. The galaxy will remember it too. Humanity fights not for glory, but for life, for justice, and for hope. And we will always answer the call." The stars shone brighter around them, reflecting the victories, sacrifices, and courage of humans. Somewhere in the darkness, threats still waited. But humanity had proven its worth, its skill, and its heart. The SOS had been answered, the Clyron defeated, and the galaxy had witnessed the rise of the most lethal, clever, and determined force, humanity. And so the fleet moved forward, stronger than ever, ready for whatever came next. Humanity had triumphed. Humanity had survived. Humanity had shown that when the galaxy calls for help, humans answer, and nothing can stop them. The stars stretched infinitely ahead, full of promise, danger, and adventure. Humanity was ready for it all. An alien SOS draws a response from the most lethal fleet in the galaxy.